No, greetings and good morning once again from Forza. Another rainy day. It rained a lot again. Everything is wet. But we've already started working on the site. Feely's here and digging. He did the formwork with his wife. Both of them have been working here since this morning. The formwork is in place. I think he's even finished digging. There's just a little bit left and we'll start pouring the cement. We also had a little barbecue. We had some maisi earlier. My sister came too and she brought a pot of sarmale. She came with a pot of sarmal and we pretty much ate them all. Her sarmal are incredibly tasty. And they also brought a gift for me, which is now coming true.
This is how it comes true.
Look at the gift these people gave me.
Just like that, the curtain.
I didn't think that I'm filming now. I didn't think it would change a house this much. A curtain, it's incredible.
The curtain makes up half of the design.
It's incredible how everything changed just because they put a simple curtain here.
Wait until you see when I put up the other two as well.
Something like this. It's like everything totally changed. It already looks like a real home.
Otherwise, it's a cave.
Yeah, the curtains are really nice.
Yeah, I made them thin enough to see through. And so they wouldn't look cheap either.
They're gorgeous.
Yes, I agree. Now move the bed back to its place.
Yeah, just wait. I want to vacuum first.
No.
I also tested the cheeses from Uzonka on Gelu.
So this Uzonka natural cheese with rosemary. I really like this one a lot.
It's really good.
We're tasting wine.
Gelu said I should give him some wine too because that's how you eat this cheese.
Uzonja
With wine?
with rosemary. This one is very good. And there's also
With lavender, that one. With lavender, I don't think it fits, but tastes aren't debatable. Gelu prefers it.
lavender and lavandula. And excellent. Look.
And with wine, I'll try it with wine too because I've never tried it with wine.
It's very good. Uzoncha with lavender. This one is very good. And I also really like the aged one, 2 months, pasteurized.
That one is very good too, yes.
You should eat this with bread and butter
I don't have any butter.
and sweet tea.
I don't have any tea either.
You could eat it until it gets dark. That's how good it is.
But on the other hand, this one that I like the most, this very old one.
This very old one.
Say your opinion, Gelu.
My taste is up for discussion.
He doesn't like that.
I cough if it's too salty.
Well, it's not salty, it's crystallized. It's also salty.
But it's very good.
That's the one I like the most.
But I can't eat it too salty because I start coughing. But you drink wine.
I'll try eating with wine too.
Pour more wine.
Hello and good morning from a rainy Sunday in Warsaw. Yes, today is Sunday, another rainy day. It's been like this for about 2 weeks. I see it's raining every day. It's muddy. It's a lot of water. There's mud everywhere. The car is muddy. But there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Here's what the construction site looks like. They poured a good section of the slab yesterday. Probably one more day or two and they'll finish. But if it's a rainy day, they can't pour. And the next few days are forecasted to be rainy again. The famous concrete mixer is here. It's doing its job very well. Anyway, I'm leaving next week. I still don't know exactly if I'm leaving on Monday or Tuesday, but most likely on Tuesday. Because tomorrow I still have some things to take care of. I need to order some more materials so that everything stays in order here and so they can do The guys can do the whole slab without needing me. So I have to bring them all they need. I just got back from Brad. I went to Brad this morning because I want to cook something. And specifically, I've wanted to make tripe soup for a very long time. I want to make tripe soup. I went to Brad to look for ingredients. Well, I didn't find any. I didn't find beef bones because without beef bones, it just doesn't work. So I changed my mind completely. I found a really nice chicken at the market. We're going with the classic. Chicken soup. I also found noodles at the market. We're going with the classic chicken soup and fried meat with mashed potatoes. Anyway, I think there was a time when, at least here in our area, on Sundays, wherever you went, at any house, it smelled like chicken soup. And I can never get enough of chicken soup. I'll put the chicken to boil right away. But this was a big chicken, not a little one. A very large chicken. I think it weighed about 3 kilos. We put this part in the soup, and I'll put the thighs and breast in the freezer for another meal. I can't handle all this food today, but I'm really craving soup. We'll start boiling it right away. It'll take a while for my food to be ready, so this is my breakfast. Homemade sour cream with some salt added. Local delicacy. This is pretty much how my soup looks. It's on the stove. I put it on a wood fire. Welcome. It's going to start boiling soon. It boils a bit slower on the stove until it heats up. I'll skim off the foam right away. But what I want to do today is the original chicken soup, specifically without Vegeta. Because yes, I usually add Vegeta to the soup. This time I won't. I only added lots of vegetables, carrots, parsnip, and onion. A lot. I want the original taste. We let it boil. It will probably take about 2 hours until it boils really well. I have to skim off the foam when it forms. I also put some mashed potatoes here to boil. And here, only the connoisseurs know what this is. It's hard to describe what aromas come from here. Homemade chicken boiled only with vegetables, with carrots, with parsnip, with onion. And while it boils a little longer, I want to tell you a few things. Let's pour some more cognac here in the glass. I don't have a cognac glass, so I'll drink from a wine glass. But that's not a problem. A cognac from the Republic of Moldova. I want to tell you a few things about loneliness. Because I promised you that I would make a vlog where I tell you more about what it's like to live alone. Well, some friends just left earlier. I told you, a lot of friends come over to my place. A lot of people come by. And I really enjoy having my friends come over to visit. Especially now, since I had the honor of being visited by one of my best friends. Since childhood, well, not exactly childhood, because we actually met somewhere around, I think I was around 25 years old, but we did a lot of things together. We were bachelors together, and we spent one of the best times of our lives together. So it was a great pleasure for me to see him here, together with his wife, Sorin and Loredana, since they're the ones I'm talking about. Earlier they left. And yes, I want to tell you, because I promised you, I want to talk a bit about what it's like to live alone. This is quite a difficult subject to talk about. Because yes, a lot of people can't understand this way of life. But a lot of people, actually, more and more people I know, live alone. Well, I don't know how to put it. I think it's a way of life that's becoming more and more common. I know more and more people who live alone and have no problem with it. In fact, from my point of view, living alone is often a blessing, not a problem. Indeed, I have also met people who cannot live alone. They can't be alone for a period of time. They can't travel alone. They can't do anything alone. I've talked more openly about this subject during my travels because, yes, I've had many questions over time. How do I travel alone? How do I not get bored traveling alone? How can I travel for so long by myself?
And I mean for months.
For me, like I said, this is a great pleasure, and it all starts both in traveling alone and living alone. It all starts with being okay with yourself. And I realize that a lot of people don't really know themselves. They can't sit
Just by themselves, alone with their own thoughts.
You can just be alone with yourself. The problems, all the problems of loneliness come only from there. The moment you are at peace with yourself, you know yourself very well and you feel good when you are in your own company. I know it sounds a bit strange. There is no problem anymore. And yes, here we are talking about self-knowledge, about accepting yourself as you are, and about discovering yourself in your essence. Yes, this is quite a deep discussion. That's why it's hard to approach. Because yes, a lot of people are not self-aware. I actually know people who are not self-aware and are not aware of who they are at their core. It's hard to talk about this, like I told you, but I promised you I'd talk about loneliness and living alone and all that. That's where it all starts. Both the problems and the pleasure of living alone. It all starts from self-knowledge, from discovering yourself. And of course, speaking of that, the conclusion I reached after traveling to 128 countries and meeting maybe not millions, but thousands of people. I came to the conclusion that at his core, man is good. No one can contradict me on this. Because even the biggest hater, the worst person on the planet, if you have patience with him and discover his essence is good. I haven't met a bad person so far. All the people I've met in their essence are good. And that's why I had a company. At the beginning of the channel, I had a campaign where I set out to turn haters into loyal followers, and I succeeded with that. I converted a lot of them. Indeed, as the channel grew, big waves of haters came along. You need a lot of patience to turn a hater into a loyal follower or to change a person. But as I told you, anyone can become a good person, and anyone, I guarantee you, is a good person at their core. The Orthodox Church does this, Buddhism does this, all the religions of the world do this. Namely, they try to turn people who are bad towards goodness.
It's simple.
There are also some influencers who do this. Not all of them succeed. I also tried to do this in my everyday life. There are a few people whom I have influenced. And I can be proud of that because, yes, they have become much better people. Of course, I also have a lot to work on with myself, and I work on myself all the time. And I realize that there's always room for improvement. I also have a lot of things I need to improve about myself, but I accept myself as I am. I feel very good in solitude. I feel very good with myself. That's why I keep repeating this. A person who can't travel alone clearly has a problem with himself.
It's the same with because that's what it's about living alone.
Yes, I've been living alone for a long time. Probably those of you who are new to the channel don't know that there have been a lot of questions lately. Yes, I've never been married. I had a relationship. The lost relationship was quite long. It wasn't a relationship where we lived together. We never lived together. Since so many of you have asked me about Ramona, because she's the one I'm talking about. Yes, we haven't been together for a year now. We stayed friends. I decided not to talk about this on my vlogs. You saw that I avoided the subject every time, and I think I did the right thing. But now I decided to settle this issue too, because from time to time some of the older viewers still ask about it. Yes, we're not together anymore. We stayed friends. We still meet up. There's no problem with that. We've met and we'll probably meet again in the future. And there's absolutely no problem that we're no longer a couple. As for my relationships with women, yes, I like women. I've always liked women, but I've never been a womanizer. I've never been a conqueror. I never liked chasing after women. It was never one of life's pleasures for me to do that. I've always looked for a serious relationship. I've always liked stable relationships based on mutual respect, on trust, and on values. Human. That's in response to the questions I get from time to time and the mean comments that sometimes appear on the channel. Everyone needs to know I only like women. And about the fact that from time to time I pay attention to the haters too. That I've done it a few times before, yes, I know. The Marian Adventures community is an incredible community. There are amazing people who follow me, and 99% of the followers of the Marian Adventures channel are amazing people. I've had the chance to meet many of the channel's followers both on live streams and in person. And I was really impressed by the quality of the people who follow me. Many times I can't believe that people of such quality watch me. I often sit and think about it and I just can't believe it. And yet these extraordinary and wonderful people, 99% of the followers who watch me, or sometimes I pay attention to that 1% who are haters, and yes, there's not much you can do about them. They can also be converted because they are good people at heart. But yes, it takes a lot of work with them to bring them onto the right path. And to show them that being a bad person and spreading malice and being mean to those around you doesn't lead to anything good for you either. Maybe in the short term you get a little satisfaction like, I made fun of so-and-so. But believe me, that's only in the short term. Because after you're left alone with yourself, after you've said something mean about someone, when you're alone with yourself, that's when the problems start. And you won't be able to be alone anymore because you judge yourself. And no one in this world judges you more harshly than you judge yourself. Well, I came to these conclusions after a long time living in solitude and traveling alone. What I want to convey with the thoughts I've shared here in this vlog is that if you're alone and living by yourself, it's not a problem, but it's also not a problem if you're not living alone. I mean, everyone has their own comfort. Everyone feels good, whether they're in a relationship or living alone. That's not a problem. And everyone should live the way they feel comfortable. Of course, from my point of view, now that I'm older, it's clear that I will always appreciate a relationship in which there aren't so many compromises anymore. When you're young, you make a lot of compromises, but after a certain age, you don't want to make too many compromises anymore. the ideal relationship, not just from my point of view, I think everyone agrees with me. It's that relationship where you feel comfortable with the other person, just like you would if you were alone. I mean, you shouldn't have to do anything special to be liked by that person. At that moment, I think there's harmony and happiness in a relationship. Otherwise, there will always be arguments because if you have to do something special for that person to like you, clearly something isn't working. The essence, in my opinion, is to be with someone who accepts you exactly as you are. To respect you for who you are, and of course, for you to respect that person for who they are and for what they do. I think that's the essence of a successful relationship, which, yes, nowadays I look around me and unfortunately, yes, very few relationships last a long time anymore. Fewer and fewer relationships last. A lot of my friends are already single. They've already had relationships. They're divorced, remarried, divorced again. Unfortunately, yes, that's how the world goes, and I don't really know why relationships don't last like they used to. Those were my thoughts about loneliness. Now I'm going to think a bit about whether or not to publish this vlog. I'm sure it's going to create a lot of reactions, but in the end, this is who I am. And I haven't really had secrets with my community, and as you've seen, I've shared my life, not just my travels, through these vlogs. I'm deciding if I should publish this vlog. And if you're watching me now and seeing this vlog, it means yes, I published it. What am I going to do next? I'm going to keep traveling more and more, and I'm going to live here as naturally as possible. And yes, through my vlogs from Vorza, I don't want to brag about anything. Some people wrote to me saying that I'm bragging, that I don't know what I'm cooking or what I'm doing and all. I'm just showing you a simple way of life after all. I want to encourage you to go to the market, get a chicken and make a soup. Just like it used to be a long time ago. You won't regret it. Try to get as close to nature as possible. Try to live in nature as much as you can. And yes, those of you who have houses in the countryside and are away in the world, I invite you to come back home. Don't let your houses fall into ruin. Because yes, Romania is wonderful and you can live very well in nature in the Romanian village. I actually received a few messages where you told me, it gave me goosebumps, that I inspired you to think more about your house in the countryside, because that's what I talked about and that's what this is about now. Yes, it ends up with, I feel a lot of emotion when I receive such feedback. And the fact that I inspired you to take more care of your country house, of your garden, of what each of you has, because yes, we all have roots in Romania. I know that a lot of people are following me from the diaspora, from all over the world. And I'm convinced that in your essence and in your soul, you all want to be home. As for the upcoming journey, today is Sunday and I decided not to leave tomorrow, Monday, because I still have a few things to sort out. I'm going to leave on Tuesday. Where am I going? Across Europe, but I don't know the exact route. I only have a few destinations in mind that I want to reach, and one of them is Switzerland. I want to get to Switzerland and stay there for a few days. Not for too long because it's expensive, but I want to get really close to the Matterhorn. You know, that spectacular mountain. You can see it from both Italy and Switzerland. It's located between the two countries. That's where I want to go, to Zermatt, if I pronounced it correctly. Until then, I still don't know which way I'm going. And from there on, I also don't really know where I'll be going. I want to reach some destinations in France, where I went on my first real trip, namely on the ocean shore, plus a few other places in Europe, most of them in France. When I first arrived there 10 or 15 years ago, I had some extraordinary experiences, and that's why I feel called to return. But besides that, there will be other destinations that I have no idea about right now, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Because besides Europe, there will be many other very interesting trips coming up. Plus, I show you a simple lifestyle from the countryside with food as natural and simple as possible. How's my food doing? The mashed potatoes start boiling right away. The soup. Here we add the noodles. I already took the meat out. I got the noodles from the market from Brad. I think I'll add all of them because they're very fine. I put the noodles in the soup. Here I sauteed some onions. After the onions are sauteed a bit, I'll add the meat and the vegetables that I'm deboning. These go perfectly afterwards next to some mashed potatoes. Simple, rustic food just like in the old days. My lashka's ready. I took it off the heat. I added some parsley and I think I'll serve myself some because I'm really craving it. Anyway, this will take a while. The onion needs to be sauteed well before I add the meat. The mashed potatoes will also take some time until they're ready. But a bowl of soup is just perfect. A bowl of noodle soup wouldn't hurt. So a chicken soup with noodles, nothing compares. Extremely tasty, especially if the chicken or hen is home raised. There's nothing more to say. This is basically the second course. Mashed potatoes with sauteed onions with the deboned chicken meat. It's an amazing dish. I really love this kind of food. That's why I make it so often. That was pretty much today's vlog, which I'll end here. It's already Monday today. It's a beautiful day, finally, a sunny day. Today we're making the final arrangements around here before the trip, but all of that will be in the next vlog. Thanks so much for following me until then. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you to all the members and to everyone who has donated to support this channel. Until the next vlog from here from Warsaw, I say goodbye.